The Lantern Keeper. In the heart of an ancient forest, there stood a small, secluded village where time seemed to have no hold. The air was thick with the scent of pine and dew, and the only sound was the gentle rustling of leaves as a cool breeze meandered through the towering trees. In this village, there lived a man known only as the Lantern Keeper. Every evening, as the sky turned from orange to the deepest blue, he would walk the winding paths of the village, lighting lanterns one by one. His lanterns weren't ordinary. They were said to hold tiny sparks of stars, shimmering with a soft, ethereal glow. These lanterns had been passed down through generations, protecting the village from the encroaching darkness of the woods. The Lantern Keeper's name was Arlen, a quiet man with kind eyes that held stories of years long past. His life was simple yet purposeful. He spent his days maintaining the lanterns, ensuring each one was filled with just the right amount of starry light. He had a small cottage at the edge of the village, where vines crept up the walls, and the roof was covered in moss. One evening, as Arlen lit the final lantern on the village path, a strange stillness settled in the air. The forest, usually brimming with life, was silent. No crickets chirped, no owls hooted. He paused, the flame from his lantern flickering uncertainly. Suddenly, a soft glow appeared in the distance, deeper within the forest than he had ever ventured. Curiosity tugged at him, and despite the warnings passed down by his ancestors to never stray too far from the village, Arlen followed the light. As he ventured deeper, the trees grew taller and more ancient, their branches intertwining like the arms of sleeping giants. The glow grew brighter until he found its source, a magnificent, glowing tree standing alone in a clearing. Its bark shimmered like silver, and its leaves, a deep shade of indigo, seemed to hum with energy. At the base of the tree sat an old woman, her hair as white as snow and her eyes the same shimmering silver as the tree. She looked up as Arlen approached and smiled. "I've been waiting for you, Lantern Keeper," she said, her voice like the wind through the leaves. "Who are you?" Arlen asked, his voice barely a whisper. "I am the guardian of the forest, and this tree is the heart of all light. It is from here that your lanterns receive their power, and it is from here that the village draws its protection." She stood, her movements graceful and slow. "But the heart grows weary, and soon, the light will fade." Arlen felt a pang of sadness. The thought of the village, of his lanterns, without their glow, filled him with a deep sense of loss. "What must I do?" he asked. The guardian smiled once more, her eyes filled with a gentle wisdom. "You must become one with the light, Arlen. Only by joining with the heart can the light continue to shine." Arlen hesitated, understanding the weight of her words. To save the village, he would have to give up his life as he knew it, to become part of the ancient magic that sustained the forest and its people. But as he looked around, at the beauty of the glowing tree, at the life that surrounded him, he knew there was no other choice. "I am ready," he said, his voice steady. The guardian nodded, and with a wave of her hand, the tree's glow intensified, enveloping Arlen in its warmth. For a moment, he felt weightless, as if he were floating among the stars. Then, gently, he began to fade, his body dissolving into the light, until he was nothing more than a soft, shimmering glow. The next morning, the villagers awoke to find the lanterns burning brighter than ever before, their glow reaching further into the forest, protecting the village in ways they had never seen. Though Arlen was gone, his presence remained, in every flicker of light, in every gentle breeze that passed through the trees. The Lantern Keeper had become one with the light, and his village was safe, bathed in the eternal glow of the stars.